Hi there, thanks for subscribing. On April the 29th there will be a march on Wall Street organized by unions. About 10,000 people are expected to participate, and I hope it's a lot more. And the protests are against the abuses of the banking industry, of the different banks on Wall Street. And it's just so incredible how rotten that industry is, while it's based on exactly nothing. It has no basis whatsoever. The only reason why the banking system still exists as it does is because of its entanglement in the government and in the judiciary, in the legal area, where they just simply, and of course because everybody still accepts the dollar. But in a real, let's say in an ideal world, banks would exist or could exist, because there can always be rich people that are investors in activity that's wanted by people, not by the market, which can be a complete fiction, but by real people asking for it explicitly. Then you can of course start a factory and build stuff for them, and you need to invest, or if you can invest, then that all goes a lot easier, and you can make a profit in the end in terms of material wealth or money earned, because people spend it on your products and not on anything else. And then you can grow bigger as a bank or as an investor, and you continue that game until you're a very big bank. Well, that mechanism hasn't been working for quite a while, basically because banks were able to make money, or pretend to have money based on nothing, based on false contracts, on illegal fraudulent paper, saying that the house is worth a lot of money, saying that you have a pound of or an ounce of gold that you don't have, saying that you have aluminium, iron, and of course because of speculation, which is creating artificial demand by restricting the supply, and of course making all kinds of derivatives, as it was expressed, for instance, by Max Keiser in his recent podcast with Stacey Herbert. Is it's like it is the money that can be the easiest money that can be made today is the default money. So the more you undermine other companies' activities, and the more companies go bankrupt, the more nominal money is created or is extracted from whoever is still alive, and the last man standing is the winner. But as a citizen, as somebody that simply wants to, and especially me, wants to do something for the good, for humanity, or for the community, or for myself, for that matter, that is completely irrelevant. That game, it's the virtual world in which these people operate, with currency, with big cars and stuff like that, because they do, the money still works, but it's a complete fiction. And it's completely irrelevant. They don't grow anything. They don't make anything. They don't provide mental support. They don't do anything useful. They're just there, and it works. And they are lying and lying and lying. It's sickening to listen to the Dutch media, the radio, because they are continuously lying about the situation. Why? Because they are simply paid. If you get a radio program that's like business news radio or something that we have, then you have like 5 guys that everybody in Holland knows, because if they listen to that program, stock pickers, and you have to start watching the trackers, because the trackers are important. Of course it's not important. It's all bullshit, and it should stop. It should basically extremely stop and grind to a unimaginable halt. The whole gold Ponzi scheme, true or not, and I don't doubt that it's actually true, that it's actually, because of course it's explicitly revealed that for instance London doesn't have the silver that it pretends to have. If you look at it, it doesn't really matter whether it's real gold or paper gold, as long as it goes up, and as long as it extracts money, as long as it competes with fiat currency. Because every time you go to the London bullion market and you get a piece of paper for an ounce of silver, and you hand them a few euros, those euros go back into circulation and dilute the other euros, because now you have the silver, you're on let's say terra firma, even though it's paper. If they want to play that game, in the end, if the euro or if the value of the silver goes up and they pay out that silver in euros, you have still undermined, in the meantime, you have still undermined the value of the euro, because that silver has gone up. It made the euro look unattractive, and you have invested, other people have invested in silver, which of course drove the price up, and that can be a self-amplifying process by which you undermine and you basically reduce the fiat currencies to zero. In the end, then of course the silver market might implode because there is no real silver. But it's a kamikaze mission in that respect. If you, but all the people that are not understanding this and thinking that they are buying real silver are nonetheless helping. So as long as the price can go up of metals, it's fine with me. Let's say philosophically. There's another thing that I wanted to say is that these Polish politicians and the central banker that died in the air crash. If you are a conspiracy theorist, then you can find the fact that this banker wanted to disentangle itself, Poland, from the IMF. Poland has had a 16 billion euro loan as a backstop for any losses, but they hadn't used it yet. And they were thinking in March a central banker was actually arguing vehemently to get rid of it. It's a bit of a trap, these type of loans, because you can give somebody a guaranteeing credit or something like that, and he will think, I'll never need that. But then through other means you create trouble for the country, and they suddenly need it, and then they're fallen in the debt trap for the IMF, and you can, as an IMF, go into that country and mandate, or how do you call that, ask them to introduce austerity measures. See, so I guess if I'm the IMF, then I want to have lots of these type of loan guarantees, and then if they have that, it's almost like installing a time bomb in an airplane or something like that, and then waiting for it to take off and for the time to run out, and then boom, you're in. I also have to say, I listened to Bob Chapman, but he's many people might like him talking about gold and silver, but he is really all over the place. He's just like Alex Jones and Gerald Celente, and they're just triggering all kinds of memes which don't really connect to each other, don't have any structure, and really doesn't mean anything to me. So I just, maybe you like him if you if you can point to any coherent article in which he is not vague and is not accusing lots of people of lots of things, and talking about all kinds of big problems and secret documents and stuff like that, then you're free to post it here. I'm actually interested in articles that you think are quite create a general overview of people that that have a good view of the world. I've translated one of Michael Hudson to Dutch this week, simply because that type of information is not available in Dutch, and many people apparently don't read English news or listen to the English broadcasters, and they do need that information to protect themselves. But if you have something like that, I'm interested, and thanks for listening.